Moonshadow is taking constructed formats by storm, and I think it has a place in Lurrus Frog. Okay, welcome back, vintage gamers, to a somewhat serious challenge. Yesterday, or I guess not yesterday, Wednesday, I was fairly impressed by Moonshadow, the new Lorwyn Equips card, in a bit of a more experimental Wednesday night brew with our Monument to Endurance. So today, I'm going to play Moonshadow in the place that I think it fits the best in Vintage in terms of a actual competitive level deck list, and that is inside Lurrus Frog, Blue-Black Lurrus, giving a more aggressive slant. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think having a more aggressive slant on your Lurrus deck probably lends you to have some better matchups in different metagames. Maybe the mirror. It's nice to have a couple more threats. And it is a deck that very easily plays 4 Mishra's Bauble, which pair pretty well with the card Moonshadow itself. So all I did was I took a recent, I think it was a Duke 12 list, and I compared and contrasted with some other lists from blue-black gamers who I respect, and found a way to fit inside my deck the 4 Moonshadow and 4 Mishra's Bauble that involve cutting things like Pearl, Fourth Push, Lorien Revealed, and a few other things. So the rest of this is a fairly stock and standard blue-black Lurrus Frog deck, Bowmaster, Twister, Spell Pierce, Fatal Push. We've got a Seal of Removal in one of the flex slots here, another permanent that can be go well with Moonshadow, and then almost a stock-looking sideboard as well. I've swapped in the Fatal Push from the main. I put a Vampiric Tutor here to better facilitate my anti-Bizarre package. One thing to note is there's no Null Rod in the main of this list because we are trying to play these Mishra's Baubles to facilitate Moonshadow. If we want to bring in our Null Rods, we probably want to bring out some of our Baubles. Looks like round 1 we're facing Montolio in what might be a Lurrus mirror, so we can see if this Moonshadow is good in the mirror or not. Catch you for round 1 of this vintage challenge. High stakes, proxy friendly paper vintage returns to the US in 2026. The legendary NYSE will be back June 6th in New York, and the Oklahoma Land Run returns July 10th through 12th in Oklahoma City. More details still to come. I hope to see you there. Okay, round 1, vintage challenge up against one of the more powerful vintage wizards. Make sure you check out Andy's YouTube channel if you haven't already. He likes to play decks that I don't typically enjoy, so it's a nice, good mix. I think between me, Andy, and Fire Truck, you do get a good coverage of decks. This has 2 basics and a Frog, 2 basics and a Bowmaster, a Force. Seems reasonable. For what it's worth, I have not played much Blue-Black Frog, and I don't really intend to. I don't believe that Blue-Black Lurrus Frog is so much better than the rest of the field that it is, a must-play or anything. Maybe not even better than the rest of the field, considering how it loses heads up to Lurrus PO. So there's really no incentive for me to play this deck to try to win tournaments. So I'm definitely out of practice, and we might make poor choices or bad heuristics along the way today. Hopefully that won't be the case, as it does reward strong fundamentals, strong magic fundamentals. I don't expect to be awful at it, but I don't expect to be an HJ Kaiser or something, Yo, what's up? I always enjoy playing any kind of paper magic I can get. Hope you had a fun time. I'm going to probably just fetch a basic and Spell Pierce this. It's not a high value play, but my opponent is on the draw. They did mulligan, and I would rather my opponent did not know what we were working with here. I also don't know when I'm going to have an opportunity to Spell Pierce. If I'm going to be, maybe tapping out for Frog or playing Bowmaster. When am I going to be able to play this Spell Pierce? That could be maybe too aggressive of a Spell Pierce. I could absolutely believe it, but it feels okay. Sapphire. I mean, if they play a turn 1 Frog, I would have loved to have Force with Spell Pierce backup, right? They can have Daze or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna force this. Feels bad, but we'll see. They force back, they go to 1, it means we have a frog with more cards, right? So I mean, they might have not made this play if they knew we had a Spell Pierce from the probe, so it's kind of tough. Let's get our own frog out there. They have 1 card left in their hand. We have 2 cards in our hand. They're going to draw up to 2 cards. We could both discard our hands to block with our frogs here. We can both eat our yards to jump our frogs here. Or we have very similar everything here. If we do end up having to do any jumping, then this treasure cruise is pretty bad. Pitching a wasteland makes sense. I'm gonna pitch this Orcish Bowmaster, I guess. Pitching a Bauble, no cards left in hand. Okay, I mean, I'm not happy about this. I think he got rid of worse cards than I did, but it seems acceptable. Yeah, because we're gonna get a hit in here, even if we didn't draw this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. That's about as good as it could have gone, so I don't think it was wrong for him to do it either. Like, his cards were both dead cards, and mine were actually good. It just ended up pretty bad for him. I think that's just a little variance. Play this and see what their top card. I guess there's no reason for me to play this now. Ooh, Cruise off the top is quite a good draw. Gonna have to draw a... Oh, no, 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 Andy, come back. You've got a Cruise on top of your library. It's probably not enough. What would I draw here? Negation? That would not be that good. Oh, negation +1. Bowmaster? Oh, okay, I keep... Bowmaster! Bowmaster would have been probably enough. Let's see. Cruise. Bowmaster puts my opponent down to 10 to 9 to 6. Yeah, it's probably too hard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like, do we think I played that game well? Or do we think I got lucky in that game? What do we think? I don't know the answer. Like, I would like to maybe at some point, you know, find a good Lurrus Frog player and like take a match like this and review it and get some feedback. Probably a pretty good video, all things considered. Tough to do though. All right, so I'm gonna bring in Long Goodbye, Fatal Push, and Momentum Breaker, and then just take out negations. Seems like a pretty reasonable swap. Really, like I don't know what, like, with my hand, when was I ever casting Spell Pierce, you know? It just feels like I would never have cast Spell Pierce the whole game. I would have just left it in my hand. I mean, I could have pitched it to Force and then had a dig after, possibly, but I never really hit blue either. I don't know. It felt like it made sense from my spot, but I could see why someone would not go for it. All right, I'm gonna take out these negations. I guess that means I'm leaving in Twister, which doesn't feel very good. But I don't think I'm bringing Consign or Snuff out. I guess I could just leave in a negation instead of a Twister. It's probably better. I mean, that certainly would have been a game where Moonshadow would have been reasonable, right? But we both had fast frog starts. Ah, great. The Urza Saga. Bro, this card is just... I might... Like, I chose to keep the Urza Saga in my deck, but I'm not sure that you're supposed to play Urza Saga. Especially when I'm a little bit lower on land count. I think this card is just, like, so prohibitive. It just kills so many hands. Am I going to get rid of this Force? Probably not. I know, every time I draw Saga, it's bad. What do you want from me? I'm just telling you the facts. My opponent, nice Saga, yeah. Moonshadow. All right, that actually makes this really nice because I can play Jet, play Moonshadow, and then get value off of this Wasteland. I mean, I don't play the decks that you cut Saga, so I mean, there's like something to be said about cards that you don't want to draw in your opening hand, right? Like you don't want to draw Dig Through Time or Treasure Cruise in your opening hand. You still play those cards. I think kind of all the Moonshadow arts look nice. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I get why people would like it though. But this is the card I got. These are the cards I got loaned for today. So Fatal Push, Moonshadow opens up the door for Frog. I wish I had a blue card, but I think I'd rather just press the advantage. Maybe I'm not patient enough to play this deck, but Force, pitching Dig. Getting Moonshadow, yeah. Moonshadow drawing a push is a big plus. Making my Frog get forced instead. Another Moonshadow. Not bad. I think this card might be good in this deck. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels pretty nice. I should probably just fetch now so that I can't get like a bad timing window bowmastered somehow. Like if I like end of turn for a sewers or something. Yo, thanks, Ash. I mean, it's probably fine in a lot of things. It's a menace creature, right? But Lurrus control mirrors certainly seems reasonable. But like, it's probably decent against mono white, right? Not that that deck's being played right now. Only 2 mono white in the last challenge by Lurrus. So like, are you supposed to cast Bowmaster? I assume you are, but I want a blue card for force. That works. Buy Lurrus. They did hit Pearl, which does cast Lurrus if they want it. Does block kind of everything. Well, I think like next turn I'm buying my Lurrus, right? So I think it's just like about good mana usage would be my biggest reason for the Bowmasters. Also, like being aggressive is definitely part of it, right? But like I'm not sitting on this doing nothing. So my opponent forced my Frog. Is my force on Lurrus good? I also have a Moonshadow and a Frog in my yard. So if I draw a land here, I can go Lurrus, buy back Moonshadow. Looks like force pitching Force of Negation. Fatal Push. I think I just play my own Lurrus. Feels a little bad, but getting him a frog, like having the possibility of getting Frog online seems good. Don't know. Just like a little tight on mana. I think we might end up being a little tight on mana just because I cut a land because I had so many baubles, but that might not have been correct. Yeah, but I also don't want them to attack, not me. Right. Like if I attack with these, I get 2 damage in, but then he gets 3 lifelink back. I mean, I could trade, but my Lurrus is like so much more valuable. I have a Moonshadow and a Frog in my yard. That's pretty good here. Yeah, they can definitely attack and trade Lurrus. It's like way better for them because I have cards in my yard and he didn't. Now he's got a lantern, so it's worse for me now. So now I would have traded. I assume he just cracks this to draw a card, replays it, and takes the other Moonshadow. That's what I assume is going to happen. I assume this just goes Dome. Yeah. So now, like, I would absolutely trade my Lurrus. But previously, I mean, I don't think I would have traded if just attacked, considering the advantage. Oh, you have to recast this Lantern. Oh, Fatal Push. It's pretty good. Now you don't have to recast Lantern, but you still will. All right. Just need a fetch land or a wasteland or something here so I can Fatal Push, and then I'm super far ahead. Bobble does it. Another Fatal Push. Super frustrating. What are we really supposed to do? Like, we can't really attack for 5 because they just lifelink back. I mean, I guess, like, it attacks and blocks and I Fatal Push and he gains 3 life, and I guess it's fine. I'm not going to Fatal Push my own creature. I mean, I could Fatal Push my own creature. Just Fatal Push my Bowmaster to Fatal Push the Lurrus. Gets in for 5. Gets in for more than 5, right? It gets in for 6. And then he has to draw an out right away. I assume I'd Fatal Push the Bowmaster, not the Orc Army, because I'm going to get in for 6. Maybe I don't. Maybe I actually... If I Fatal Push the Orc Army, I get in for 5, and it's still lethal. What do you want me to swing? Why do you want me to swing first? What does swinging first do? I want to get extra damage with my Moonshadow. If you're meaning, if you want to expand your statement and say swing first and then before damage, do it anyways, that's a different statement. I don't think he's ever blocking, ever. But I guess technically we can do that. We don't get extra damage because if I remove it, I remove it. Also, what if I just, like, don't Fatal Push my Bowmaster and let him gain 3 life? This doesn't actually do any extra damage because the Bowmaster dies and this gets +1. So stupid. Fatal Push my Bowmaster. Well, what? I guess if I Fatal Push my Orc Army instead. So if I Fatal Push my Orc Army instead, that will at least be able to ping on the Lantern. And that'll deal 5 damage. That might be better. I think it's better. This triggers on this, right? Oh, it doesn't trigger. Okay, well, that was shit. Fuck. Now this isn't even lethal. Oh my god. But I mean, I kind of want to have this for the active Lantern. Frog. I think I want to have a Bowmaster in play, right? And I want to remove Lurrus, so this play makes the most sense, I think. So I don't have enough damage to kill my opponent here, but they can't crack their lantern, so I guess it doesn't matter much. Yeah, I thought I was getting a counter. But I guess that wouldn't have mattered either. So I just like lost 2 damage for no reason, right? Because he didn't block. So I just attack all, no blocks. And then post damage, I push my 2/2 and throw it. Yeah. I just thought I was getting a counter, but that would have been worse still because -1 damage, right? So yes. So I attack all, and if he blocks the Bowmaster, isn't it bad if he blocks the Bowmaster? Isn't it bad if he blocks the Bowmaster? Because then I have to... Because then I just have to Fatal Push my Bowmaster and Fatal Push... Like, I lose out on all the damage. So isn't it, like, terrible for me to block with... Terrible for me to attack with a Bowmaster? If I attack with the Bowmaster and he calls my bluff... It's not like really a bluff. It's kind of a bluff. Well, if I don't want to lose my Bowmaster, right? Like, losing the Bowmaster is worse. But then I'm giving, yeah. I guess he can. But then, like, is that actually good? Like, losing the Bowmaster and killing Lurrus, is that actually better? I think that's worse. I'm not convinced that like saving a push is good there. I think I should have just attacked with Moonshadow and the thing and got the damage in, and then post damage killed the Moonshadow, killed the token, and killed the Lurrus. I don't know if that's true based on life totals, though. Is second push actually better? My opponent hasn't had a creature all game, which means they have to rip a creature for a second push to be good. I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to attack with Bowmaster. I kind of got talked into attacking with Bowmaster, but I think that play was bad. Obviously, the play I made was also bad, but I think attacking with Bowmaster was bad. I think I should just attack with my 2 things and let that damage happen, and then post main kill. If I'm going to make the Fatal Push play, which I'm going to if I attacked, Fatal Push this and Fatal Push that. And I think that makes sense because we don't want the Lurrus to stay in play. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think chat got me there. Okay, here we go, round 2. Cat. Keep. So I don't have to cast Time Walk because I may want to keep the card on top, and I might want to keep a blue card. So let's look at my top card here. An Island against Wizard. I think I'm probably not want the Island. I think I probably want action instead. I am going to fetch Basic Swamp, though, in case my opponent... I think he might be on Sphere Shops, so... Oh, bizarre. I got punished for not putting Bowmaster down. Am I supposed to force this grief? And I'm not going to just main phase Bowmaster. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. If I do this, I probably just have to, like, wait until he activates Bazaar, which is kind of unfortunate, but... Oh, it doesn't matter. Nothing I do matters. All right, well... So this card is useless. My cards are all useless. I lose this game unless I draw exactly Wasteland off the top. And even if I do, he's got Golgari Grave Troll. I mean, he's got Grief Black card, Force Blue card, Golgari Grave Troll, Icarid. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? Like, I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. It's a pretty good draw. Let's see if that wins. I don't think it will, but... see. This Golgari Grave Troll misses. It did not miss. Oh, it only hit one Shambling Shell. It did hit triple Silver Smoke Ghoul, though. All right. I will buy Lurrus. Is there any reason to hold this jet? Not really. Is there any reason to not attack? I guess the army is worth 3 life, so. All right. Shambling Shell for 3. They hit another Shambling Shell and a Stinkweed up. Okay, so we are definitely... They're going to dredge for the rest of the game. Can we win before then? We need to hit Time Twister, probably. Okay. I guess there's no reason not to attack with this because I can chump block with the Bowmasters and replay it if I want. I guess I never will do that. All right, this is 5. I mean, they haven't hit a Creeping Shell, so the Silver Smoke Ghouls... They don't concede, bro! What? How are we conceding here? Why don't vintage players play the game? I just want to play the game and make good videos. Dredge players have no self-restraint. They just the first bad thing that happens to them, they just scoop every single time. I just can't. You know, it's all vintage players solely, not just Dredge players. Like, someone gets their spell counter, they're out of here. A Doomsday resolves, they're out of here. I'm not remotely close to winning that game. Like, I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. Just play the game. I'm sorry. I'm getting like, this is not like a first time thing. This is a thing that's been building over the last 7 years. And it's starting to boil over, you know, the kettle. I mean, I expect better from my opponent. Maybe he's not having it. You know, it's a challenge. He doesn't like. This is an eternal weekend winner. This is one of the best Dredge players on the platform. Like, you know, like I want more. I'm just asking for more. Okay. What do you take out in this matchup here? I assume we take out Fatal Push. That card seems real bad. Seal of Removal seems pretty bad. I don't think like any of my spells actually kill a hollow one. I do not have a single spell that kills a hollow one. Negations are really bad, so I guess we're leaving Seal in. Yeah, I don't really know that Snuff Out does the job we're looking for. Oh yeah, I forgot Exodealer for sure. I think we just take the pushes and the negations out, and we bring in our 6 pieces of Graveyard Hate and call it a day, maybe. You think Consign is actually good? Like, what do you want to take out, though? Do you have a better card to take out? I guess you could take out, like, Island or Swamp, and you could take out Treasure Cruise, maybe? I don't actually, like, hate that. I guess we probably would take out Island. It's kind of weird. Like, our deck kind of wants... Maybe I'll just take out one of the things for one Consign for fun. Do that. But yeah, maybe I don't have to beat a hollow one because I have Psychic Frog and Moonshadow and Bowmaster Loop and stuff. Yeah, that's quite true. That's quite possibly the case. This is, like I said, this is not a deck I play a whole heck of a lot. So I have a Tormod's Crypt that can be griefed. My opponent kept 7, and I have a Wasteland. Is that good enough? I just like think this hand is probably not good enough. If it had like a swamp in it, I might keep it. we've got a hand. We've got this hand loses badly, not good enough ship, and snap keep. I love Twitch chat. Never change. never change Twitch chat. Never change. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I think this hand is not good enough. I think there are games where this hand can win, but on the draw against a 7-card keep, like, this crypt is either getting griefed or it's getting countered, and then I'm on the back of entirely Wasteland. Spell Pierce isn't, like, bad, especially if I have, like, a Tormod script I'm trying to protect Mets. I wouldn't consider it to be, like, good, but it's fine. I think this hand's kind of bad. I want to mulligan this hand. This hand is much better. Like, if I had a Spell Pierce in this hand, Mets, don't you think it would be pretty good? Amalgam, Icarid, Imp, Probe. The turn 1 Dredge. Sheesh. Sheesh. No Dredger. Wow. So if they can get rid of this Nighthouse Spellbomb or counter it, they'll be in a pretty good spot. I kind of want to draw Force or Spell Pierce here. Moonshadow. All right, well, I don't think I can wait on this spell bomb. Like, this is a pretty stacked graveyard. It'd be Icarid, eating grief, returning 2 amalgams. I'll have to demonic for Tabernacle, so you just have to jam Nihil spell bomb and hope it lives. Oh, it did live. All right, well, then I'll play a Moonshadow. I think playing a Moonshadow is better than drawing a card. True or false? That's actually probably a close call. My opponent knows about Moonshadow. Or like they probe my hand. So Moonshadow is not bait at all. Why are we playing Moonshadow first? They could mind break trap my spell bomb. Why is chat want me to throw the whole game away? What? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Daijoubu. Why are we playing the Moonshadow first? What does that do? Okay, you want, in case they exactly force of will, not force of negation. So force of will, mental misstep. If they force of will, mental misstep, you get a counter for doing that. That is true. That is a true statement. Is the risk of getting your Spellbomb Mindbreak trapped worth that possibility? It's not remotely close, right? All right, my opponent found another Stinkweed Imp and a Chill and a Ghoul and double Ghoul Icarid. So pretty good upkeep activation here. They have a second Bazaar and a hollow one. Wow, I think we might might not have enough here. And they didn't activate Bazaar. They don't have a Dredger. I mean, we have to Tabernacle this, right? I can't attack because they could hit... I guess they can't hit Narcomoeba. So I can attack. This just has to be Tabernacle, I think. We have a Needle, but I don't think that's as good. I think I put a Needle in the sideboard. The original list didn't have a Needle, but I think I put a Needle in. As Menace. I don't think we can get away with a Needle here. Well, I'm dead, like... I mean, my opponent didn't have a Dredger until that activation. Like, we can beat 2 Dredgers by returning our Spellbomb with Lurrus, right? That's like, that's our plan. I mean, it might just not race Bazaar, though. I mean, my opponent didn't have a Dredger. I don't know, like, if we don't get a tab, we're dead, and if we do get a needle, we're also dead. It's kind of tough. I mean, my opponent has to hit enough Icarids, right? I feel like we have to get tab first. I feel like I don't pay for this Moonshadow because I want to buy Lurrus so I can spell bomb, and there's only one Icarid right now. How many creeping chills? 1, 2. There's still 2 more creeping chills. Oh, there's an Icarid is exiled. So there's only 2 Icarids left and 2 chills left. I'm at 11, so I'm at 8 if I don't block. Well, I need to buy a Lurrus so I can spell bomb. But maybe that's just too slow no matter what. Because they can just churn through the rest of their library right now. So I guess I probably just have to play a frog and hope we live. You basically never board out Icarid, no. I think I just have to pray that like everything's on the bottom for some reason. I don't think I can get to a 4 toughness creature though. I guess I could have if I sacked Moonshadow so I didn't play my land. I could have had a 5 toughness creature. Oh, I can make a 4 toughness creature though. So there's 2 Icarids in the yard and there's still 2 chills. My opponent is at 13 cards. I don't think we're dead. I think we're fine. It's very dependent on how these dredges go, right? I guess they could simply not Icarid. They can simply not dredge. Well, this is already 4 toughness if I just pitch frog. Oh, you mean the Moonshadow. I was thinking about getting the frog to 4 toughness. Okay, there are all the chills. That's really lucky, actually, for them, because now they don't have to dredge anymore. Now they can just naturally draw every turn. So if I take an Icarid shot and pitch both of these cards to frog, and if I get both of these, they'll have to find another Icarid, and there's only 1 more Icarid left in their deck. So they would have, but that would just be the Icarid has to be not the last card, right? I'm going to pitch both and block, but I just like am. If I can get a second blocker, I know it doesn't get like I'm trying to figure out chat if I can not block with the Moonshadow, so that next turn I can draw a permanent, discard to frog, and get my Moonshadow to 4/4. I just don't know if that actually wins is the problem. I think I have to just chump block with the Moonshadow because like my opponent can find the other Icarid no matter what off of this activation unless the Icarid is the last possible card. Yes, blocking with Moonshadow can buy us a whole turn. Especially if they don't go for the 3rd Icarid out of 4, because they have 1 Icarid in exile. But then I would have to draw a creature. I think it's just block. But the thing is, if I just block, they don't have to do anything. Whereas if I don't block and I draw a permanent, they do have to do something. I could also draw one of my 1 mana interaction pieces as well. I think I'm going to block with 1. This like puts the onus on my opponent to realize they have to do something. Well, I mean, I also have to draw permanent, to be fair. But I think blocking there is just like conceding the game for the most part. Okay, so now I can block both Icarids. We'll see if they could, of course, not activate at all for the third Icarid and just see if their two Icarids is good enough. They're gonna activate. Oh, they don't have to dredge at all. They can just draw 2 discard as well. Oh, they found the third Icarid immediately. Oh, wait, they went all the way down to 1 card. But the Icarid was not the top card. So, we're dead. We actually would be alive if we had 1 more mana, though, because we could cast this Bowmaster. If I had dropped the... If I had blocked with this thing, would the Bowmaster have won? Not necessarily, because they wouldn't have had to activate. They wouldn't have had to get the third Icarid if I didn't make the block, right? But because I did, this is the reason there's... So, like, theoretically, Bowmaster, if I had block with Moonshadow, might have been enough. Depending on how they played the game out. But this kills me. I'm not sure. I'd have to, like, really dig into that. I'd have to really dig into that spot to know, like, the percentages. I think we just run this back. We put up a pretty good fight in that game for how good my opponent's stuff was. Let's try this again. Nope. Mulligan. I mean, it's pretty bad. Opponent kept 7 again. I think I just mulligan this. It's so unfortunate. I'm gonna mulligan this. I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's like not gonna win no matter what I do here. You don't have to win game 1. Bowmaster is literally a card with 0 text on it solely. Like, it's actually a card that has 0 text. Frog actually has text. Like, you keeping a Bowmaster there is much more suspect than keeping a Frog. Nothing matters, by the way. It's a 7-card keep from my opponent. All right. We just simply cannot win the game. I don't know. Not too worried about it. Like, sometimes you just lose. Dredge makes you do that. They have the Noxious, too. Okay, cool. All right, I'm out. Nothing we can do. All right, so we're looking at the spot at the end of the game where we were choosing, after we chose not to block, but where we could have chosen to block. I don't think I was considering Orcish Bowmaster a possible out here, but it does kind of look like it might have been. So if we had blocked, we would have been at 5 life, and we would be down a Bowmaster with 2 open mana, and this we'd be down a Moonshadow with 2 open mana. So this Bowmaster draw would result in a 2-turn swing here. So if my opponent is going to activate to find an Icarid, which they don't have to, right? Again, they don't have to activate to find a third Icarid. There's only 1 Icarid left. They could just bring back 2 every turn for 8 turns and make me find another creature, right? If they do go for the Icarid, here they chose to dredge 6 and draw 1, so that guarantees they hit the Icarid, which makes sense in this spot because I have 2 blockers. So that makes perfect sense. So if I didn't have 2 blockers, they might not go for this same spot. But like I said, I think dredging 6 and drawing 1 makes perfect sense for my opponent in the spot where I didn't block, because it gives them the best chance of winning. on the next attack, and the only way they lose is if Icarid's the last card. However, if we had only one blocker, my opponent is not forced to activate at all. They could just do nothing. That's an option. They could dredge less. They could like dredge 3, draw 1, discard 3. So then they're looking at 4 out of their 8 cards for the Icarid. And if they do that, then they beat Bowmaster if the Icarid is in the top 4 cards, because they'll be able to draw enough turns out and win. Whereas if they go for 7 here, they would lose to the Bowmaster because the Bowmaster would blank them for the turn and then they would overdraw and die. So it's really hard to say what would happen. I think what would happen is we would win in this exact scenario because the Icarid actually was the 5th card down out of 8, which means it's really hard to dredge into unless you like dredge a thug and draw 1, leaving you with 3 cards left in the deck. So then you have 3 turns of 9 damage, which would end up beating the Bowmaster eventually, but they would have to make the choice to only dredge 4 and draw 1, which, you know, maybe my opponent makes. Maybe that's a statistically correct choice. I have no idea. But also, like, all of this is only true because we drew Bowmaster. So we kind of had some 2-mana outs by blocking with Moonshadow. The 4 Bowmasters are kind of an out, and the Jailer is definitely an out. Whereas we do still have 1-mana outs if we don't block with Moonshadow. But I think this is actually like gonna always be worse, because if our opponent correctly understands that they are supposed to go through 7 out of 8 cards and will only lose if Icarid is their last card, then this play doesn't really make sense. So I think a play we could have made differently here is this block, which we talked about a lot at the time, but we didn't. I couldn't really come to a conclusion with the information given. Now, like I said, I have 15 minutes on my clock, so if this was a Mox qualifier event and I am off stream, yeah, maybe I'll spend 10 minutes doing math here and figuring it out. But you know, like I always say, it's a live stream product and a YouTube product, so you can only sit here and yap about it for so long, and then you also have a problem where like you just like end up with a bunch of extra information, and it's not easy to process when you're looking at it from both all of this stuff on the chat and then all of what's actually happening. So I'm not really mad about this spot, but I do think in the end I chose the wrong decision. And I think the biggest reason I chose the wrong decision is because I didn't factor in Bowmaster as a possible draw that might win the game. I was like pretty convinced my opponent wouldn't activate Bazaar if I only had 1 blocker. What I think my opponent would do is just like bring back 2 every turn until I died, or presented a way to beat 2, which like might still end up in a winning scenario for us anyways. Like, say I block, and then he brings back 2 and doesn't do anything, so he goes to 7 cards in library. And that turn, the first turn, I definitely just Bowmaster right away, killing 1 and blocking the other with Frog, leaving myself with 3. And then I go buy. I pay. If my opponent then activates Bazaar for, let's say they activate their Bazaar for 3 and 1, which is going from 7 down to 2 cards after draw, attack for 3, block, I take 0. And then going down to 1, and I can only block 1 and I die. So like, if I go with the Bowmaster line and say I don't draw anything on the next turn and I pay for all of my creatures, and my opponent correctly guesses to dredge 3 and draw 1, which might be actually the correct choice there, because of you need to have extra turns after Bowmaster. So I think I could actually lose that game too. And like that's like really hard to say, because we just like don't know what our opponent's going to do in terms of activating Bazaar in this scenario. But yeah. I don't know if you would attack with Frog, even if you can attack with Frog. Like, you would get 1 turn of attacking with Frog. This is true. You could take 3 damage from an Icarid swing. Yeah, maybe like that might work out too. Like that might be worth it. I don't know. It's like a lot. It's a lot of question marks, right? But I think in the end, the big thing to pull from this spot here is I should have blocked here, which is good. There was another spot in this game too where I questioned whether I was supposed to crack this spell bomb. My opponent's graveyard is Icarid, Grief, Shell, Amalgam. If I don't crack this spell bomb, my opponent brings back an Icarid and dredges 3, and it feels like it's not a lot, and I'm gonna have to crack the spell bomb anyways. So I still feel like cracking spell bomb here is correct. Get rid of the Icarid, get rid of the Bazaar, get rid of the 2 Amalgams and a Dredger, make my opponent have to find another Dredger. Like, the likelihood that they have, I guess we know they have another Dredger, right? Because they probed and discarded an Imp. So maybe this is like, maybe I can hold this Spellbomb. I also have, like I said, I have the option here of not playing Moonshadow and drawing an extra card off Spellbomb, which would have given me, we don't know, because I did Demonic to the next turn, so... I could have had one more unknown card here and not had a Spellbomb, a Moonshadow in play, and that would have meant the Moonshadow got 1 less counter taken off of it, and I did 2 less damage, but the 2 less damage didn't matter. I don't know if the counter would matter, possibly. Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, they don't have to do anything, right? Like, if their graveyard is already so good that if I don't crack Spellbomb, they bring back Icarid, they dredge the shambling. They dredge the shambling shell naturally, and then they go to end step and bring back prized amalgams, and I have to crack for prized amalgams, so I might as well save myself the 3 life, right? That's my logic. I think that's correct. So that's good. Game 1. I really don't think I'm supposed to just Bowmaster blind here. Like, if my opponent is on like Jewel or Raker, I guess Raker it's fine. Jewel, maybe I am just supposed to blind Bowmaster because of my opponent's range. Is there like a punish for this? There's like blind Bowmaster. I mean, if they're like on some kind of Bowmaster, like a Bowmaster Twister deck, which they could, I guess, technically be on. I could, I mean, I did draw before, so I could have drawn like a bobble, like some kind of counter spell. I don't think we're supposed to win this game, by the way, chat. I think we actually lose this game. Let's see. I buy Lurrus, I attack. I replay Lurrus with a bobble. There's an Icarid. This Dredge misses. There's still 2 shambling shells. I think I do win this game, actually. This graveyard is like really bad, but they don't know about Frog. Frog is like definitely a part of why this is a winning board position. I don't think my opponent is supposed to concede from here. I would play this out. I don't think my opponent is going to win this game, but it's definitely still close. And then we go to game 3, which was my 7-card hand was unkeepable. My 6-card hand just had a vamp. I don't think that's a keep. And then this hand was like not good. I could theoretically have vamped here. So what would my hand look like? It's like so bad. Like none of the other cards do anything. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to mulligan, and then maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this 5 too. It's pretty tough. I think that's just luck. But like what isn't luck is this spot, which is like very much arithmetic, and probably needed to spend another at least 5 more minutes doing calculations on it because I have the 15-minute clock. So that's probably the most important thing from this whole match is this spot here, which is cool. At least there's something we can take away other than Dredge. All right, let's come back around and try again here. This hand seems fine, but not great. Definitely gonna miss up a Soul Ring. Doesn't get much better than that versus PO, besides like Ancestral. Gonna have to hit some more mana though. I don't really mind the mirror. Kind of want to play more mirror matches and keep seeing how the Moonshadow's fare. Oh, I mean, I kept this hand with the likelihood that it's probably not the mirror, but trainer makes sense. Can't really force trainer. Can theoretically push trainer if I'd like. Force. Negation on Lotus. I think that's fine. Not really happy about that. Just gonna wait. It's not a great draw, but it's not a nothing draw. Can at least clear against a Lurrus. We have had some trouble getting mana, right? I did cut a mana source. And a Lorien, but added 3 baubles. Don't know if that's paying off very well. We have had some mana trouble already. Just cracking for stock up. Yeah. This is certainly worth fighting over. Now I can get flustered, though. I don't know. I think we're super far behind, unfortunately. Force pitching PO makes sense. All right. Just 2 cards left in my opponent's hand. Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. Well, if I can get a land and cast Bowmaster. Ay. Just trying to play the game, man. The percentage chance that this hits a thing that lets me cast Bowmaster is very low. Might just have to, though, because I'm so far behind. Just no lands in my top 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're dead. I feel like this wouldn't be that bad if I had a Bowmaster in play. Well, time to find out if they drew a counterspell off of theirs, because I just have to cast this and hope to hit a land after, right? Like, I don't have another choice here. I know my top card is dead. Huh? All right. That's at least something. Playing the game again. By Lurrus, another stock up. Can't counter it this time, though. I think I'm gonna crack. Loss, spell bomb. Pro, which gets countered by Bauble. Black Lotus that gets countered by Bauble. I'm gonna cast Time Walk here to try to hit a land drop. Not that worried about a flame from this spot. I would rather have push for Lurrus because I'm going to clear the graveyard and the Bauble can be hit by Lurrus. So now I have hard cast negation and hard cast Bowmaster and hard cast push all up. If they like PO back their trainer, I'll push the trainer, or you know, that kind of thing. Definitely think I'm cycling spell bomb there. They're just gonna pass. All right. Well, I will cast a Orcish Bowmaster. Are you gonna PO in response? PO for 3 in response. Push this trainer. Flusterstorm over the top. I think this is fine. Oh, misstep. That's pretty annoying. This is a draw 3 and lets me play Lotus on my turn, and they have to discard 1 card. I think that's fine. Not happy about it, but I think it's acceptable. We free up both of our cards. I'm not sure that this spot's good, but it's better than it was after we brainstorm locked ourselves. They pitched Bobble. So now I could hold the probe so that I have a blue card for Force of Negation. But we kind of need to see what they're doing, right? I feel like we have to see what they're doing. PO Jet, Trainer Crypt, 4th Tundra. Well, if my opponent has like forces and stuff, like maybe we can't so like if I go Lurrus, buy Lotus, play Lurrus, and they force it, then I don't have negation up, right? That's why you would hold it. If that's what I choose to do. I think I'm just playing playing Frog and holding up negation Bowmaster. I think that's better than Lurrus, Lotus, whatever. Let's see what my opponent chooses to do with Tundra, Jet, Crypt, 4th PO, 2 trainers. Maybe I show us a Bowmaster now, actually. Kind of. I think if I Bowmaster end of turn, it's like fine, because they're not really going to PO into it. Flame. I guess Flame is kind of annoying. Huh. What are they going to do with this Flame? I guess they're going to kill Lotus, so we're going to have to crack it for negation anyways. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, Vintage is in a great spot. Kill Lotus, kill Bowmaster. I guess we don't have to negate it then. We can just crack this and play another Bowmaster. We're not countering anything this turn anyways. Does mean we're not going to play Lurrus on the next turn, though. I could just negate it. But then they're just going to 4th me. So... not this turn, on the next turn, if I don't have a force. Now they probably just play another trainer. Pearl. Tundra, Pearl. So their hand is 4th PO and an unknown. I'm gonna get Undercity Sewers. dig. Yeah, dig sounds great. Let's see. I think the first things first is we just hop the frog and get in for one. I guess we could theoretically dig first, because if we hit Land Twister, we win. Probably win, I should say. But having an extra piece of information seems better. Before we cast a dig. Moonshadow. Just what I needed in this situation. Moonshadow. Fuck. I don't have a snap in this version, right? Oh, I almost missed. I almost missed on a blue card. I could just take land bobble and hold up hard cast negation. It's probably better. I could take them off red. I could take frog, take them off red. No, they still have Lurrus buyback bobble. Ooh, man. We are kind of in a bad spot. I kind of have to take them off red, actually. Wow, this spot sucks. I actually really dislike this spot. Oh, they have a mana crypt, though. I gotta keep that in mind. All right, well, I have, so they can't fourth until they find another red source. Wait, where did this, oh god, their last card in hand was a Lorien for a red source. So if they PO, can they win with fourth still? So if they PO, they probably still win with fourth, right? Damn. I mean, I think I made the right play. I guess I have a Bowmaster. So I could theoretically let it resolve and ping a bunch face. So this is 6. Okay, so if I counter this, then they get to fourth for 4. They get to fourth for 4, making 8 power. I don't die to that, so I probably should just negate this. So I just negate this. Fourth lets me ping at end of turn as well. They also won their mana crypt flip. If I let this resolve, they get pinged for 6 and I get an 8/8. That doesn't really help me. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to negate this. I still have a frog. The fact that their last card was a red source was not good for me. That was not good for me at all. Also, if they attack with too many, I might have a swing back as well. Okay, here's fourth for 4. Let's see what comes in. Just the tramplers. So I can go to 1 and hold all of my troops back and try to win with an all-out attack. This is fine. This is I block. This is fine, right? Block, go to 1, ping them, attack for 2, 3, 4, 5. Could be even more. Yeah, that's fine. Because there's a mana crypt in play. That might have been a wrong attack from my opponent. So I can discard a permanent to get an additional 2 power. That's not a permanent. 3, 5, 6, 7. I have to discard it so I can get on a mana crypt flip, though. Okay. All right, we draw a card. And we draw a card. And 1 crypt flip. We lost. Come on, baby. No, they just won every crypt flip. There's no way, bro. There's no way. So sad. Oh, I mean, I put myself in a spot to win this game on a 50-50 chance. That's not too bad. There's no set of 2 cards here that wins anyways. Also, if I drew Ancestral, I could Ancestral my opponent, and that would have won as well. I guess Ancestral is exiled, but... Meh. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. As only as me, so maybe it's Switch. Could be. I don't think it's me. All right. Well, I'm gonna put in the null rods and take out the Mishra's baubles. I might bring in this long goodbye and take out fatal pushes. I'm gonna bring in momentum breaker. And I guess consigns. A consign. Seal is not very good. I guess I gotta have consigns and seal. So let's do that, I guess. Seems fine. Yeah, I'm not seeing any bitrate problems on my end, but not sure. All right. Close game, close game. It's a tough matchup, so. Man, these hands have been like so bad land-wise. Probably just supposed to cast this brainstorm. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Just get rid of Null Rod. We're just gonna go for a Twister play here. I guess maybe in that case we would want to have... a little hard to say, actually. Yep, Trainer Life. Pearl, man. Maybe we had to keep Null Rod then. Kind of unfortunate. Really don't want to play Null Rod on this turn, because all I want to do is play Bowmaster and try to draw a land. Also, I need to keep all these counters up, so can't use any other blue cards here. But if I had Null Rod here, I probably would play it, so maybe keeping second Bowmaster was worse. I wasn't gonna play Null Rod until they found another Mox off of their trainer, though. It's tough. Because now this actually opens up Flame of Venor. They should never attack here. I mean, maybe it's me if everyone's having problems, but I'm not really seeing any bitrate health issues. It's still pretty high. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want a Null Rod against Active Flame, though. So let's crack that away and play a Bowmaster. And then if I don't hit a land on this turn, I can still play a second Bowmaster, which is totally fine as well. Maybe they're going to look for like Flame Draw 2 in response to this. No. Hey, I drew a Null Rod after fetching away. Well, now playing a Null Rod's really bad into Active Flame here, so I am going to try to get in for chip damage here. If they want to force my Bowmaster to kill this Orc army, I think that's... I guess it's not that great for me, but... Oh, I did not actually cast the second Bowmaster. Now what? Now what do I do? I think now I just cast Time Walk. And then just not have Mental Misstep up for Pyro. I mean, if they Pyro this, isn't that just like totally fine? That just doesn't matter, right? It's like totally okay. I don't have 3 mana, so I definitely can't Lurrus to hand. Dress down. I mean, this opens them up to have a PO here. Mana Vault. I think I'm dead. I think I have to just pitch this Time Twister and then try to play Null Rod instead. All right. What else do they have? Time Walk into another PO. Saga Gaming. Now I'm just gonna like this Null Rod isn't even winning. They're gonna buy Lurrus. Or they have stock up. Oh, they have Flame of Venor now, drawing 2 and killing it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, we played around that by not playing our Null Rod, so... I mean, I think we're just getting crushed by the better deck, unfortunately. We're not beating these Saga tokens. We don't have a Dress Down in our deck. I think we're lost. Ah, shit. I don't know. Like, we're just so far behind. What were we supposed to do here? I think the answer... I guess they would have had enough lands anyways. I don't know. I don't know what the answer was. Maybe the answer was keep that Null Rod and play Null Rod on turn 2. Just try to protect it. That's probably fine. They did have second Pyroblast. Man. I just like don't like I just don't have the resources to combat this. Like my deck is just not as good, as powerful, as resilient, as draws as many cards. Like it's just worse. I really don't like playing these frog decks. They feel so much worse than just playing PO. PO is like the better control deck, which is crazy. Yeah. I really don't like these frog decks. I can be convinced I played like really badly there. Like we just played to the wrong cards, but I don't know. There seems to be some kind of issue, chat, with the Twitch. No, just random blue cards and null rods and stuff. Snapcasters and Lorien revealed and whatever. They got Black Lotus. Means they didn't keep in Vexing Bobble, or it means they have Force in their hand. Momentum Breaker. Would be pretty good if there wasn't a Thunder Trap Trainer in play. Not really sure what gets me out of this, considering I don't think my deck is built to beat Construct tokens here. I don't think I'm strip mining either. Need to cast Bowmaster, and I think holding up Pierce is okay. If they attack with Trainer, fucking hell. I was gonna say, if they attack with Trainer, I guess I can kill Trainer now. And then my Momentum Breaker actually... Come on, man! I just... Fuck! Force Pitch Force. That's why they didn't get Vexing Bobble. Makes sense. Now we're just dead. This doesn't feel like a fair matchup. It doesn't even feel like our decks are playing the same format. Feels like I'm playing a garbage legacy deck and my opponent's playing a vintage deck. Holy shit. Okay. These were not very close. Don't know that Moonshadow saves the Lurrus PO matchup. I can be convinced, like I said, I can be convinced I maybe took some wrong choices down, like which way to try to finish out that game too, but brutal. All right, we got kind of bullied by Lurrus PO. We had a close set versus Dredge, and we were able to win the mirror with our Moonshadow. Let's see how we do here against possible Raker Shops. Seems fine. Isn't that the case for every deck, not me? I know you strategically said that when CRK entered the chat, so. Apparently, Raker Shops is quite good against Oath, which is interesting. This feels like a thing I should just Spell Pierce, right? Like if they play what's it called off of it, it's like pretty bad for me. If they play the Raker off of it. No mana for you. All right, I guess you get some mana. Jesus! Okay, fine. Mana for you. My bad, bro. Gee, okay, my bad. Oh, I tried, bro. I tried. They only have one card left. It's fine. No problem. No problem. Let me check out their top card here. They have a Manifold Key. Okay, I will play the Frog of the Psychic variety. Force. There we go. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Does Frog beat a heads-up fresh Raker? My opponent had turn 1 12 mana again. How does this always happen? Untap the Mana Vault. I like that. Not bad. They can't attack me right now, so that's not bad. So what do I do from here? That is the question. Another Psychic Frog. Okay, I think I just attack normally. I think I attack normally here. If they want to block with a spawn token, I think that's fine. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm jumping. I'm in. What is that? Okay, fine. you got me. Froggy's gone. All right, I will play a Psychic Frog. I think I'm gonna play. Am I gonna strip mine? kind of want to be able to hard cast negation later. Hmm. 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 No, I get Urza Saga if I strip mine. I learn from my past mistakes. All right, all right. What do you got? What do you got? Let's see it. You coming in? No, I didn't think so. All right. DT. Seems good. Let's get in with frogs first. Block? All right, I don't need a time twister. That seems like a losing play. No way you have another Talon Gates, bro. Oh my god, we're getting double Talon Gates. All right, fair enough. My bad. It's Talon Gates fucking card. All right, fine. It's fine. I still draw a card. Push? Push seems good. Wait, so does this count as revolt? Anyone know? Any knowers? It does not count as revolt? Phasing out does not count as a permanent leaving the battlefield? I guess I can... I guess I can't find out. Because I wanted to, like, DT for a blue card, strip mine their thing, not strip mine and fatal push. I guess I can just DT for Ancestral and cast Ancestral. Probably fine. Well, what if I don't draw a blue card and they draw over the One Ring? I feel like I'm still just supposed to go for Ancestral. Yeah, I mean, now I have everything. But, I mean, that was risky, right? That was inherently risky. I don't know about that play. I don't know that that play is correct. I could be convinced that play was really greedy. What's the likelihood I don't draw a blue card off of it? Hold Ancestral was less risky, but I feel like I'm trying to, like, actively play Ancestral on that turn if I'm tutoring for it. Right? Like, I don't know. Like, don't I want to be like it's like really good if I even if I hit a fetch land. Like, I didn't have to make that play. But if I don't make that play, what am I doing? Am I DTing for Ancestral and passing? Is that it? Is like, I feel like I have to do that. Like, if I'm doing nothing, then I'm DTing for Ancestral and passing, right? What was the other line? DT for Lotus, strip, push, and hold up hard cast for setting up for Lurrus. Yeah, I guess that kind of works too. Maybe that was better. DT for Lotus, strip. I didn't have enough mana to do that, right? I didn't actually have enough mana to do that. I don't have enough mana to do that. That line does not actually have enough mana to do all of those things. I would not push and strip. Yeah. I'm gonna bring in Null Rod, and I think you still want Momentum Breaker. Snuff out Long Goodbye, Fatal Push, Vamp, Needle, I assume, Consign. How does anyone play against, oh my, how does anyone ever play against this deck when every card is good, man? What are you supposed to do? Every single Magic card is good against Raker. Yeah, that's why I just don't know what to do because every card is good. Yeah, I know I could have waited on the push for sure. That's why I was, I don't know. If I'm like, what am I'm casting DT that turn, right? Like, so if I DT and I'm not, if I'm getting Ancestral and I'm not casting it, or am I getting Ancestral and I like what, I don't know. I'm not sure. Everything kind of seems medium. I don't know how to take enough cards out here, chat. I really don't know. Spell Pierce on the draw, I guess. Maybe you don't need Time Twister, and I'll get rid of one of the baubles or something. Oh, I can get rid of more baubles. Give me Spell Pierce, bauble, Spell Pierce, bauble, submit. Did I get it? Let's fucking go. I forgot we can cut all of the baubles. Especially if we're cutting Moonshadow and bringing in Rod, like, the baubles are just garbage. Okay, that wasn't actually as hard as I thought it was going to be. This hand is weird. Once again, I wish this Urza Saga was a fetch land. Is there ever been a time where I've been happy to see an Urza Saga, chat? Just asking for a friend. Have I ever once been happy to have an Urza Saga? I feel like I'm supposed to keep this hand, though. Come on, play a ring, baby. Flush Raker. So what does this sequence look like? Saga Go? Probably not. Considering Saga here is not very synergistic with Null Rod. Not sure. That one I'm not too sure about. Needle? Ooh, 4 was like a lot more reasonable because you built your deck to like play the game. Psychic Frog, huh? Talon Gates. Now you just have a random colorless land that doesn't do anything. That's a pretty fucking good draw. What do we do with that? I mean, we could just play like this Saga No Rod combo here is quite bad. What if I played both cards? I'd play. Yeah, I mean, I could just DT for an underground sea and then cast Null Rod. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's correct. Now, if I draw another land, I can play Saga and make constructs still. Oh, I guess a fetch land would have been better for Cruise. Yeah, you're probably right. Look at this stupid Saga, chat. Oh, I could play a frog if it was an island. Nope, they got their own Saga. Karn. Okay. Ooh, they went and searched. What are you gonna get? So now I can kill this with Bowmaster, which is pretty nice. Stone Coil Serpent. That's not bad. All right, this Saga. Oh my, dig through time. This Saga is the worst. It's the worst. No, I definitely didn't want to do it in the order you wanted, Bob, because I wanted to be able to play Saga second and draw a land and then use my Saga. At least they didn't have any more lands, so they can't activate their Saga here. Just gonna long goodbye this and get the clock going. I need to draw. Nope. So what can this get? This No Rod's never being removed unless they somehow get a Masticore in play, which they're not going to. So I could Needle Saga, but their Saga's already gone. I could Needle Fair, but their Fair is already gone. I could Needle Tezzeret. Seems like that's the correct one. Tezzeret. Cruel Captain. And I don't have a blue or black mana here, so all I have is a force attack. I mean, I don't know if it matters. Like, I've been complaining this whole time, and yes, this game would have been a lot easier if my land wasn't a Saga, but we might just still win anyways. Opponent, that's the wrong timing window to tap your Urza Saga, because you're in your draw step. Yeah, well, goodbye. I've done that before. Mana Vault triggers in draw step. Urza Saga triggers and the other thing. Oh, nice. Vexing Bauble protects the cards. No more force from me. I drew another Psychic Frog. Yay. 4 attacks. They drew Workshop. Monolith is a dead card, though. Mental Misstep. Mana Vault damage. 4 mana. The One Ring. The One Ring. Negation. Mana Vault can't be on top. I mean, it can be on top, right? This goes on the stack and you can pay for it. Yeah, but they don't have mana to pay for it. Damage. Bro, Raker is a deck that you can choose to register. I didn't cast any of my spells. I just sat here with 7 uncastables. I've reached where maybe the deck needs more mana. Does the deck wait what the the deck might need more mana. The deck might need more mana. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, here we go. Round 5, Vintage Challenge. Probably up against another Lurrus combo gamer. That matchup has proven challenging so far. We'll have to see what we can do. Don't know that this hand is reasonable. I do want access to a Force and a Bowmaster. I don't really want a Fatal Push. I have a Brainstorm. I'm on the draw. These baubles can rebuy. It's probably enough, but it seems so awkward. And we've had such land problems so far, which makes me not want to keep this. But this is kind of what happens when you Maybe trim a little lands and play more baubles. So I think my opponent is extremely likely to be on combo Lurrus. Almost entirely sure. If I'm wrong, then yeah, I can get punished by a Bowmaster off of a Mox for sure. Yeah, combo Lurrus it is. Ooh, the quad Mox hand. PO for 4? Well, I'm glad I kept a force hand. Does mean I lose my Brainstorm. But now I have a Bowmaster, so I'm gonna play this main phase for sure. Let me just look at the top card here. Saga! Ah, it's so bad for me. All right. If they have second PO, like I definitely want to have this Bowmasters in play, so I can't draw into force off of these because I know that I have a C and my own Saga Gaming, though I don't have 4 Moxen. I do have Lurrus to buy though, so Saga Gaming for the opponent. Buying Lurrus or yeah, buying Lurrus. And playing Sensei's Top. Okay. Interesting to add the Sensei's Top back in. Certainly a good card. I think I cut it from a lot of my PO lists just because of Null Rod. Definitely not a bad one. Frog Gaming. I think it's actively better to just buy Lurrus so that... I think it's buy Lurrus. Do I play Saga and buy Lurrus? No, because I will lose out on Saga tokens I don't want to lose out on. I don't need Saga tokens, but I'd like to have them. I think I am also supposed to buy Lurrus here because I want to get Lurrus Bobble going and get to another piece of counter magic. And I think that's better than like having to jump Frog every turn. Should be interesting. We're still behind, right? Like opponent can draw any piece of hard action here and it's like that and we don't have counters. Man, it's so hard to play this matchup. This is why I'm on the PO side of this deck choice. Trying to play this from the frog side just seems impossible. It just feels so bad. Lotus. Lurrus, Lotus, Jesus. Okay. They still have enough to make a construct. Oh my god, and they don't have to use the... Alright. Spell bomb. Okay. Saga. Oh, I have to use my black source, so I can't even fatal push this Lurrus. I guess that's fine, because I more than anything, I just need a force, right? I guess not really, because they can just go Vexing Bobble. Oh, this is all bad for me. This is all bad for me. I mean, I think I should get my value off of my Lurrus while I can then. I'm not sure. I don't really like this either. Saga was a black's fetch land. I could have fatal pushed their Lurrus at least. I'm gonna look at my top card to see if it's like a Spell Pierce. Not that a Spell Pierce is actually helping me here. Frog. Okay, I think we're just gonna die then. I mean, if they don't have a Soul Guide Lantern, we can infinitely block a chump block this construct with Orcish Bowmaster, so we have that going for us. which is nice. So they might just have to get the Soul Guide Lantern if they have it in the main, which they did. But if they do that, it means I could just buy back Bauble, which means I get a card. So it's I mean, these are 9/9s. Ugh. I have a Fatal Push. I could kill one. Or kill Lurrus, for that matter. And they can always just like float mana with Lotus and then recast Lotus. No timing window there for me. Fetch. Definitely not trying to get hit for 9. So I guess I'm jumping with a token. And then I still don't have like a force or anything. Another Bowmaster. I'm gonna definitely get a Bauble back. Bauble my opponent. There's a Flame of Anor. Oh my god. So I want to use this Revolt to kill something. I just don't know if it's a Construct or a Lurrus. It's probably Lurrus. Why do I keep doing this? What does this even do? Cast only target with creature 4 CMC or less. I don't know. Whatever. They could technically like spin, crack and spin and try to find something. So let's see. One of the things I can do now is block with my Bowmaster, and then they lantern it away, and I have another Bowmaster. Kind of tight on black sources. Our Saga's going to finish this turn and get us probably just another Jet. Oh, man. So opponent right now, they have a Flame, and they could just Flame and kill our Lurrus, which is pretty problematic, all things considered. If they do that, we probably are going to make constructs to try to get to a point where we can block. Or we have to find more fatal pushes. I assume that's what's happening. We're losing our Lurrus. I mean, our constructs will be 5/5s. I don't think so. So we assume they kept a Flame on top, and they're just gonna kill our Lurrus. I think I'm just supposed to play another Bowmaster and take 9. I feel like keeping Bowmasters in play if we can here is pretty good. Well, if we had 2 constructs, we can trade for a construct, right? Whereas if we don't do anything, we are just bleeding out to the constructs. We don't have a Dress Down in our deck. We do have a Seal of Removal, and we have 2 more Fatal Pushes. We have to like do something about these or draw Time Twister, right? Like those are our options here. Certainly looks like we're making a construct next turn. At least having a dude off of it. They have a lot of room to move with the Sensei's top. They're gonna flame my Lurrus, which is what we thought they were gonna do. Yeah. Can't do anything about it. They still have the ability to spin. They don't really have the ability to crack, which is fine. They don't really need to crack for a draw. They don't really want to spin and draw either. We do have answers for this spot, but it's getting dicey for sure. Another frog. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a construct, and I think I'm gonna get a Lotus and get 2 frogs in play. Because I don't think this construct's ever getting large enough. Oh, I should probably have cracked this first. Sorry. Now I can't play some things that I draw. It's okay. I drew a fetch land anyways. I don't think I'm attacking in case I need a block, right? Well, I'm probably not blocking with any of my Orcish Bowmasters, but I kind of do die, actually, so... Maybe I have to block with a frog and a construct no matter what. I think having the Bowmasters in play like limits their draws a lot better. And this 2 damage would matter if I drew Twister. So... We just haven't drawn that many cards this game. Like, we did some bobbles, right? But... I guess my opponent could theoretically breach combo us because we crack Spellbomb, but, like, I need to draw cards that matter, right? I need to find, like, forces and things. They pinned breach. I guess they don't have anything in their yard right now, so breach doesn't really do anything. But I do have to lose a frog with this way. I'm not sure this is, like, better. Next turn I can attack with a frog and then leave back Bowmasters to chump. If they, like, use a Lotus or a Lantern, then I can block with 1 and just go to 1. Then I can't force, which maybe is bad. Yeah, stock up is pretty good. Kick a Thunder Trap Trainer is probably pretty good. Just a hard cast force is probably pretty good because they're already winning. If they ever do a draw spell, we at least have an extra blocker after that. Just does not feel like we're playing the same format. It's so brutal trying to play this matchup. All right, our turn. We found the seal of removal. Let's get in with just a frog. All right, not a great one. Maybe I should have fetched a Surveil land first. I think I show Frog first on the stack. And then I show Seal. Okay. So now we have a lot more room to work here. We're still dead to like half a dozen things. Just gonna kill one of these. I think I'm supposed to block with a frog. I could go to 1. Is that even that bad if I go to 1? I guess I'm blocked. I wonder what they've drawn. They didn't counter Seal. They haven't played any Thunder Traps. That's totally acceptable draw. I think it's just... yeah, discard this jet. Oh, it's pain. I guess we could just jump with a Bowmaster. We want to. I think I'm just playing a Bowmaster here. If they have a force, it's fine. Okay. You could have dress down, chat. I want to be pretty careful about like twistering or ancestraling my opponent or something like that. They have a lot of... Oh, they're drawing with that? What do they got? They must have a win, right? Kick a trainer? Okay. Okay. I mean, now they have a Vexing Bauble. Is the Sensei's top back? Shouldn't they have just cracked Lantern instead of cracking Sensei's top? I guess it does change the size of this, but that shouldn't matter because there's so many things in play now. If you play Soul Ring top and then pass, you can't force anything if I have a win. Okay, now they have no lands left, and they can't crack this Bauble, so... Also, what does this block look like for them? They're not dead on board. No, they are dead on board. They're dead on board to jump Frog pitch 2, right? I mean, we can do this too. They were just dead on board to just jump Frog pitch 2. There's nothing would change off of this. Just pitch cards and hop and attack. We got there. That's pretty crazy. I can't imagine that we were supposed to get there, but don't know. I'm going to bring in Null Rod and Long Goodbye and Momentum Breaker. And I'm going to take out Fatal Pushes and some amount of Mishra's Baubles and the Spell Bomb. Oh, I guess they show us Breach. But their PO Breach. Maybe we keep Spell Bomb. Kind of hard. I guess we just live with the consequences of our deck building. I don't really like Consign. Especially not on the draw. Maybe like this. I don't really think Moonshadow is that good here, but maybe it'll be a clock that we need. Man. This hand is not particularly good against like an aggressive start from them, but Ruby. We'll have to see how like how much weaker they got post board via combo stuff, because they can. Wasteland Trainer. Oh, Hexing Squelcher. Sure. Oh, I don't really have any counter spells in my hand, so I could have taken out a fetch land, I guess, if I had more cards that I wanted, but no Moonshadow in play. I guess if they have Hexing Squelcher, maybe I want... I mean, I have Long Goodbye in, so... Don't know that I want Fatal Pushes. Ancestral. Not really thrilled with how this looks. Soul Ring, that's a lot of mana. By Lurrus? Oh, another Squelcher. Now they can block. And they still have 3 mana to buy Lurrus if they wanted. They can cast Stock Up if they have it. If not, we can play a Moonshadow and then waste, and that's at least something. And they're just going to pass. They're going to attack. That's interesting. A little surprising. I guess we take a look at their last 2 cards, right? No reason not to. Pyro PO. See. So I guess we want to just play Bowmaster, because if not, they're going to PO for a bajillion. I mean, they might still PO for a bajillion, but... so what does this look like? I Wasteland. I play Moonshadow, I Wasteland, and they PO for all of 4 cards here. And then I could counter Ruby on the way back down, theoretically, if I wanted to. I would ping them 4 times if they go now. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to play Bowmaster now. Can't do much about it if they go, but... Sure. They drew a fetch. So they're going to buy Lurrus, or are they going to PO? They're just buying Lurrus. That's fine. They can actually still PO at any time if they want. Null Rod. No, it's not bad. It means I'm going to get less value off these Moonshadows, because I was going to go like Moonshadow, Moonshadow Wasteland, but if they don't PO right away, if they do, I mean, yeah, it seems really good. Trying to move to the next phase here. They let me move to the next phase. Interesting. I didn't want to like play Wasteland because then they would PO, I think, but maybe they wouldn't. I think that's how I was supposed to do it though. I lose a damage, but I got them to not to PO. So their hand is Lurrus PO, Pyro, and no ability to play anything. And we lost out some value on our Moonshadows. We actually currently are losing the race here as well, but we'll win that starting very soon. Oh, they ripped a land. Not a land that casts Lurrus. Another Wasteland would be a good draw. DT. I could DT for a Wasteland. I could Brainstorm here. That gets Pyroed, so I guess I can't Brainstorm here. They're not actually any closer to Lurrusing. I think I'm just going to play out my Moonshadows. I guess I don't have to do that now, but whatever. Pretty sure I'm trying to race here. I think DT for Wasteland's pretty good, but it's kind of still a tough spot to do that. And next turn it's worth a lot more if I have these Moonshadows in play. Might kill them. Sure. 3, 4, 6. And if this DT resolves, they die. So. Twister. All right, well. DT. Waste. Waste you. Moonshadow. If they have flame, then we can change our attack. Like if their last card's flame, they flame the Moonshadow. We attack with just the Bowmasters and leave back the 2 Moonshadows. They flamed the Orc Army token. Why not the Bowmaster then? Okay, I'm going to attack with the 2. Oh, hitting Bowmaster grows my stuff. You're right. You're right. We learned that in the first round of this tournament. So if I attack with the 2/2/2s, they go to 5. If they have a removal spell, we can still live and then maybe win. And if they don't, we can at least block 1 and then not lose. Seems like that's like the thing that makes the most sense here. Right, if they kill Moonshadow, my other 2 would grow, and I would deal 8 damage. It wouldn't kill them, but if I kill the Bowmaster, it definitely kills them. Oh, wait. Yeah, it'll grow 2. I'll go -1 damage. GG's. Moonshadows. Tempo victory. Not bad. Not bad. Kind of an interesting game, huh? One 2-0 there. Weird. All right. Well, ad break then the last round of vintage for today. Okay, here we go. Sixth and final round. Vintage challenge up against BBQ. I got a cat. No cat for the opponents. My hand does not look good. It does not look good. That's mulligan. I feel like we're just a land short every game today. This one looks fine, though. Probably just mulligan. Probably just keep this and bottom the DT. And then we'll see if opponent reveals like a serum powder or something. If they do, then we won't play Spell Pierce on turn 1. But if they don't, or sorry, if they do, then we will probably like play the Moonshadow. But if we don't, then we might hold up Spell Pierce on turn 1. Yeah, I think I would rather have the creature, have the counterspell, and have the blue card force. I think so. I mean, I guess you could make a convincing argument maybe to bottom the shadow, but at that point, like, what are we doing here? Marsh Flats? And like, if I have to, I can always pitch the Spell Pierce to force. And then I can use my Dig Through Time as my engine. We're getting scammed. Interesting. I'm definitely letting this Thoughtseize happen. If they want to take my force, that's fine. All right. Fatal Push. Huh. Do they play Barrogoyf? I think I just don't play towards the Revolt. I think what I do is I fetch now and I fetch an Undercity Sewers so that I can bin an extra damage if I can find one. Yeah. So I don't need a Wasteland in this matchup, so I get to bin it and do an extra damage. So attack with my Menace Wild Nacatl, not bad. So we have Reanimate kind of covered, but not really Grief Reanimate. We have Dark Ritual covered. We have Dothy Voidwalker covered. We have May covered. May. We are closer to our Dig Through Time off of our sewers. This is pretty sweet. Wasteland, sure. I guess we're not covered by anything. Never mind. I think I'm supposed to Spell Pierce this. Get a card in the yard. Make them tap their lands here. Yeah, you can definitely build Scam with Moonshadow. I know Harmony did it today at 5-0'd. Don't know if you're supposed to, though. So now if we draw a fetch land, we can Dig Through Time next turn, so... so there is a Dothy Voidwalker and a Troll Swamp Cycle. Okay. That's not that bad. Does this Fatal Push go to my yard or no? I feel like it doesn't. Oh, it does go. Sweet. Why is Moonshadow so expensive? I don't know. Something about other formats. Might be a legacy playable card. Not really sure. I haven't been paying too close attention. I mean, it's a strong card. Like, it's a big, powerful 1-drop, and the ways to make it stronger are not very uncommon inside of good cards, right? Like fetch lands, Mishra's Bauble are fine. Frog is quite good with Moonshadow is another one, yeah. Lands pitched off Frog, buffing Moonshadow are quite good. Have I tried it with Dress Down? I didn't put a Dress Down in the list. You could definitely do that, but it doesn't really sync up with the timing windows, Senpai. So it looks like they're not wastelanding me because they don't want to give counters to the Moonshadow. But now I can just dig. So I just cast dig. there any reason to do this now? Maybe not. Because I can get griefed or something. Oh, yeah, I mean, I want all that. Should I take Misstep? Does that cover anything good? Covers Reanimate. Pretty good. I think I'm going to take Time Walk Misstep. I think this Moonshadow goes the distance. It covers Fatal Push, too, if they're playing Fatal Push. What is this? Oh, that's bad. That's not good. Okay, that was bad. I should have attacked with my Wasteland open first. That couldn't have happened if I had not cast my dig. So that was my fault. That was just a bad play. The good news is I have Reanimate covered, so. But yeah, that was a misplay for sure. Okay. I'm gonna cast this Time Walk and try to find another creature. I guess at any point here I could buy Lurrus. Now they're gonna Wasteland me though, which is a little unfortunate because I have black and I have 2 Wastelands. It's my 3rd Wasteland. Blast a Hardcast Grief. Hardcast Grief would be pretty bad for me here. Looks like they're gonna Wasteland me first. I guess I won't have Hardcast Grief then. I mean, if it's just a Dauthi Voidwalker, then I'm fine. Dark Ritual. For Hardcast Grief. I don't want that to happen. Okay, I need to draw land. Fetch land, please. Demonic Tutor. That's pretty good. That's Black Lotus, Lurrus. Yeah. And Moonshadow. That's pretty good. I am the one who scams. Not bad, not bad. All right, Snuff Out is probably not the card we want to bring in against the mono black deck. Momentum Breaker, Long Goodbye, Fatal Push, even Vamp sounds fine. We don't really want Negation, right? Doesn't seem like a very good one. Even Spell Pierce is a little loose. I think I just take out 3 negations and a Spell Pierce and bring in 3 removal spells and a Vamp. That seems fine. I don't think I'm going to bring in Needle for Wasteland, because then I can just fetch my A6. Cage, I don't think is very good against them. Yeah. This looks good. Challenge going okay. I didn't play particularly amazing today, and we hit a couple bad matchups and bad variant situations, but the deck has worked pretty fine. Not bad. The Moonshadow's been all right. Seems like an acceptable keep. Got our 2 basic fetches. Yeah, so dumb dude on Twitch. Not all decks play all 5 Moxen. Especially decks that have prohibitive mana costs, like black, blue-black. Decks that want to run Null Rod are not going to try to play very many Moxen. So like you'll see decks run multiple Moxen when they have cards that cost like 2 and a blue, like a stock up, 4x stock up, 4x PO. So it just depends. This is kind of like a very legacy style control deck, tempo deck. Doesn't really want that. I guess Grief taking my Psychic Frog and then getting it reanimated here is not great for me, but Don't think I'm forcing a grief pitch, so I guess they can't do that because if they have reanimate, I would force it, so they have to take force if they want to reanimate. So I guess I'm covered on that. They are going to take Psychic Frog. So see, they have double reanimate as their last 2 cards. Oh, they have Vexing Bauble plus reanimate. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. So they're going to reanimate my frog now. I didn't counter Vexing Bauble because it's like a little prohibitive on them as well from like future griefs, and I kind of want to get to the point where I'm cruising, so it's kind of how I can get out of this game is by cruising. So, oh, they're gonna reanimate the grief and not the frog. Wow, I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they're taking the Bowmaster. I think I'd go frog. I think that means I need to accelerate myself to Treasure Cruise, so I'll probably go end of turn Undercity Sewers. End of turn. It looks like they're probably gonna leave Bobble up and try to get in with grief. I would just take him Frog, I think. Knowing my opponent, knowing my hand, which they had perfect information on my hand, I feel like Frog made more sense. I mean, to be fair, like Frog is annoying. Bowmaster is annoying against Frog, but not like annoying enough. I will definitely take a Moonshadow. I don't see myself strip mining here. Maybe I could strip mine there. I don't know that dig would change too much. I think it would maybe be played in like Doomsday, but the question is like, I don't think decks that currently exist would play like multiple digs. The question is like, is dig so good that you make a whole deck about playing for dig? And that's a harder one to answer, but I don't think so. I think we're kind of past the point of dig. I personally think Stock Up's a better card than dig, so. I think I have Brainstorm in my deck, so I will naturally draw here Twister. Well, it's a good thing they took the. It's a good thing they took the other guy away, the Bowmaster. I'm gonna Wasteland and try to get enough damage in here. I am still short on this cruise. I have force now though, and the race is close. Stock, shut up, man. Why would you want to restrict stock up? Stop it. I hate Magic players, man. Just play with the Magic cards and have a good time. Nope, no stickers in Vintage. Mental misstep. All right, well, I'm gonna cruise. They could have Bowmaster here, but I have force. It's not. It's not. It's actually just not an issue. It's not an issue. You're making up problems. It's a 3-mana sorcery. All right, Borgert Trawler getting rid of my Bauble. I'm at 8. They're at 9, but I have a Seal and a Psychic Frog. I think that's too much. Consult's fucked up, chat. Consult's so. Oh, I was talking to chat and I messed up. God damn it. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. That's fine. What did they reveal? A wasteland. So if I bounce the grief, they can replay the grief. I'm too busy listening to chat's word. Chat. I hate this. Do you know that you don't have to talk about bans and restrictions? You can just simply play the game and have fun. Like, that's a legal action you can take. And guess what? It will be more fun. Trust me. It's just, Magic is great. Magic is amazing. Just play the game as it is. It's okay. I'm just gonna close the stream because we started talking about bans instead of just talking about the game of Magic that was actually happening right in front of you. All right, we won 4-2. Not bad. I don't think we are gonna be the person breakering in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna probably close up the stream after. If for some reason we do breaker in, I will restart the stream, but I don't think that's happening. So yeah, this went pretty well, all things considered. Obviously, we took a working shell and put a new card in it. But I don't know about you guys, but I thought the Moonshadow looked pretty good all day. Like, was there any point where the Moonshadow wasn't doing something reasonable? And it was never like super small. Like sometimes, yeah, it was stuck at like a 2-2, 2-3. But even then, it's a 1 mana like 3-3 menace, 1 mana 2-2 menace. Like, it's not even that bad. And it helped this deck like present an aggressive stance, which is something that I have a problem with about the current builds of this deck. Like we were able to adopt clocks and like go play the deck more aggressively because we had Moonshadow, and I thought that was nice. The menace is absurd. Menace is a crazy keyword. It almost reads unblockable in like these low creature formats. Like, yeah, Vintage is actually the most creature heavy it's been in a really long time, maybe ever. But it's still like a low creature format in general. And this menace almost always reads unblockable. And when it doesn't read unblockable, it's really still hard to block. This deck doesn't lose much by playing 4 Bauble. We might be 1 land short here. That's something that could be wrong. I'm also not sure that our deck wants to play this Urza's Saga. Maybe it's just bad for me and it's great for everyone else, and I'm just an idiot. That could be true. But the Urza Saga was prohibitive at casting our spells multiple times. I think there's some amount of swapping up in the sideboard that might need to be done. I took a working sideboard and I didn't change it much. I like added a vamp and swapped some sideboard cards, but I could see some changes to the sideboard possibly. One thing we could consider is maybe we want to have a dress down that would help answer opposing Saga tokens, and also it does technically combo with late drawn Moonshadows where you can just play it as a 7/7. It's really tough because you don't really want to play like turn 2 dress down and then play Moonshadows after, because at that point in the game you've already used your baubles, you've already used your fetch lands, and like it kind of is like a little unsynergistic in that way. But you like the first Moonshadow and maybe the second Moonshadow, you want to have them down early, but sometimes you draw the other Moonshadows later, and maybe the dress down plays well as like a pseudo dreadnought style card here. It's tough though, because like you don't have a lot of spots in this deck list, and I'm not really sure what you're allowed to change. And I don't really want to cut any Vishwa's Baubles because that's like kind of one of the synergy cards. I might want to have another fetch though. I could definitely see adding another fetch to this deck. I cut a Lorien revealed. I'm not playing any Ponders, so like we're a little reliant on the Mishra's Bauble to get us to our lands, and we kind of had some land trouble. But that could just be like swap the Mishra's, the Urza Saga for a fetch land, and that might even be better too. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, especially if you're one of those pesky YouTube commenters who was yelling at all my misplays in this event, because there were quite a few, as per usual. Let me know what you think about Moonshadow. I think this is one of the more exciting cards to come out of Lorwyn Eclipse. I can't imagine this card isn't very good in Legacy. It probably is quite good in the Legacy blue-black tempo lists. And yeah. Sunday is going to be the showcase. So this will air on Monday. So you YouTube watchers won't see it, but the Twitch chat, hang out on Sunday. We're going to play the showcase. So that will be probably a vintage PO list video that'll come up on Wednesday, where I'm trying to top 8. More content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.